Hi and welcome back to my channel. This is the big surprise video that I was telling you about in my May wrap up, where I told you that I have exciting plans in June, and that is I'm going on a beach vacation. And not only is it a beach vacation, it's a beach vacation where I'm all by myself, and it's a type of island. I've already been there, but also it's not a tourism type place. It's not a resort, but it's just an island that's like so small and still quite underdeveloped, although it's a little bit better developed than when I went there the first time. But it's just this island in Philippines called Siargao that not too many people go to, and so there's no really tourism to do. It's just me sitting on the beach for like 8 days and swimming and reading all by myself all day. And I'm excited because I've been dreaming of this vacation for like 2 years. I've been wanting to go to a beach by myself for like 2 years. Since the last time I did that, where I went to Fiji by myself and had an amazing time. And when I went to Siargao the first time, I also had an amazing time. And all I did was swim and soak up the sun and eat mangoes and read all day, every single day. And I was by myself and I was peaceful and I was enjoying the weather. I'm thinking about the 90-degree weather I'm about to have. I'm so excited for 90-degree weather. It's June and I'm wearing long sleeves. I want 90-degree weather, please, and swimming. Anyway, so that's the big news. I'm going to the Philippines for a week in the month of June. And like I said, this is going to be a reading vacation, reading and swimming vacation. So I've created a TBR. With the idea of basically reading a book a day. Now, you may be thinking, you're a regular viewer of my channel, and since my May wrap up, I've only read 5 books this year? 5 books. In 5 months, I've read 5 books, 3 of them in just the month of May. Something like that. The total is something along those lines. So you might be thinking to yourself, how does this girl expect to read a book a day? But here's the thing. When I was in Fiji for like 8 days, I read 5 books in Fiji. When I was in Philippines the first time, I also read 5 books in like 6 days. So this is not as ridiculous sounding as you think it is, because the whole purpose of this vacation is to swim and to read and to eat mangoes and to soak up the sun, but mostly to swim and to read. So the whole point is the fact that I'm by myself. There's nothing to do but swim and read on this island. Nothing else. Oh, other than rent a scooter and like drive around, which I will be doing. But for the most part, swim and read. That's the goal. So I brought a lot of like little short books, because when you want to read a book a day, you want them to be short to make that an actual realistic thing. But also, for me to be able to read all day, I need variety. I need to know, like, I won't be working on the same book for like 10 hours for 5 days straight, Like, I'm not going to bring, Proust and The Search of Lost Time on a beach vacation book. It's not going to happen. I need things that will be easy to read, fast-paced to read, page-turning, short, unique storylines, etc., etc. So here's the TBR that I've created. It might change a little bit, but for the most part, I think I'm at a good spot, because I have a good mix of everything. So let's start with the 2 books in English, because everything else is either French, or then I have 1 Japanese book. Although everything is available in translation, other than like 1 book. So the books I'm bringing in English, first, I thought nonfiction in English would be a really, really good idea. I think the fiction I have in English is a little bit maybe too dark, too heavy for a beach vacation. So I thought nonfiction would be the way to go. So the first nonfiction I'm bringing is Killers of the Flower Moon, The Osage Murders and the Birth of the FBI by David Grann. This is the big book of the year because of the Scorsese movie, which I don't really plan on watching because I don't really like Scorsese, and I definitely don't really enjoy Leonardo DiCaprio. So that combination doesn't do it for me. So rather than watch the movie, the book is kind of what I'm feeling. I think this will be fantastic. But so yeah, I think the topic is a topic that I'm really into lately. I've been really into basically the plight of the Native American population in the United States. I've been really into that lately. And so I think this will be a really good continuation of that, because there'll be a bit more modern twist on that. Not modern twist, but a more modern view on that. Also the fact that there's going to be crime, horrible crime, but there's going to be crime and pursuit of justice and things like that. I think that will make this book very page turning and very appropriate for a beach read, where that's exactly what you want to do. You just want to be able to turn the page. So really excited about this. Now, the second nonfiction I have is But You're Still So Young, How 30-Somethings Are Redefining Adulthood by Kayleen Schaefer. Now, this is a book I typically wouldn't read, but this is my sister-in-law's book. She wrote this. So I need to read this so I can tell her what I think. Not that she gave me this book. I actually got this from my brother. So she doesn't actually know that I own this now, but I do. So I'll surprise her and tell her I finally read it. Plus, you know, I'm the demographic, 30-somethings. So I am this demographic. So I guess it'll probably be interesting to see what she considers redefining adulthood as a 30-something, and see how I redefined adulthood as a 30-something. Maybe I'll see if her vision matches mine. We're pretty, I mean, we like each other very much, but we are pretty different in personality. So it'll be interesting to see what she wrote, and it's about time I read one of her books, because I haven't read either one. So yeah, I'm taking this because, again, this is definitely a one-day read. This is 222 pages, you know, contemporary, like go womanhood, I guess, kind of book. So this should be pretty easy to read. So this is definitely a one-day book. So those are the two nonfiction books that I have in English. Now, for French, I chose first Jules Verne, because what's a beach vacation without a Jules Verne adventure story? Like adventure on a vacation and on the beach? Duh, very obvious choice. So I chose Deux vacances, 2 years of vacation by Jules Verne. I think this title is different in English. I'll put in the description box what it is if that's the case. But Deux vacances, which just happens to be about some children who are in the Pacific on a yacht, and the boat broke down. It collapsed on. I didn't collapse on an island. It collided on an island. Whatever that word is, you know what the word is. Tell me in the comments what the word is I'm looking for. But you know what I mean. When a boat breaks down on an island and breaks, and that's their story. So this also, this is actually 520 pages, but Jules Verne for me is like 100-page per day kind of read. So that's 5 days. So this is like a 5-day read, basically. Actually, I'm more of 150. When I'm on vacation, like on a regular day, he's like 100 pages. On vacation, he's more like 150 page per day kind of read. So I have like 3 to 5 days of reading just with this. But of course, mix and matching, you know, get a feel for things, switch things up as I read, but very doable. So Jules Verne, adventure. Shipwreck, that's the word I was looking for. Shipwreck is the word I was looking for. A boat shipwrecks onto an island. So yeah, shipwreck, adventure, the ocean, perfect scenery, perfect scene for my for what I will be doing, which is, again, swimming and reading. Then I chose another French book. Now this book, I don't know what it's about. So I don't know if it's dark, I don't know if it's deep, I don't know if it's difficult, because I've also never read this author before. But I thought this would be a really good chance to finally pick up this author. So the book is L'Œuvre au Noir, the of in the dark. I'd have to see what the English, again, I'll put whatever they chose for the English translation in the description box, so you know what I'm talking about. But this is by the French famous author Marguerite Yourcenar. Now, this does not, again, there's no blurb on this, so I have no idea what this book is about. When we bought it, my mom said it's excellent, and this is an author I should have read by now, she said. I agree, probably. I should have read, this author by now, because this author is super, super famous in France. It just hasn't happened. So, this book, I think this book will be the one that'll probably be the most, not strenuous read, but the one might take a little bit more concentration. But this book is at about 370 pages. So again, a good length for a summer beach vacation. So this is also on the TBR. Now, I also chose another 3 very, very short books that are definitely one-day reads. One book is even should just be like a few hours read. So again, very good TBR for a beach read. So I decided to go and for another page-turning book, because the Yourcenar, not sure how page-turning that will be, but this should be, because it is a mystery. So I chose La Bête, Aveugle, so the blind beast, or whatever the English title might be. The Japanese title is Moju, but yeah, same, it's the exact direct translation. Moju. So this is a mystery, which I did not read the blurb but it's by Edogawa Ranpo, the famous Edogawa Ranpo, the famous creator of Japanese mystery detective fiction, with the famous detective. But at the same time, whom I've never actually read. I've never read this author, believe it or not. I've never ever read this author. So this is the chance to do that. And this is 153 pages. So 153 pages, mystery. This is a one-day read. Done. Consider it read already. So next, after that, I decided to revisit an author that I absolutely loved. Absolutely killed it with the book that I read by him. And that is Machado de Assis, the very famous Brazilian Machado de Assis. I loved his book, the Posthumous Confessions. Posthumous Memoirs? Posthumous Confessions. Memoir of Brás Cubas. Loved that book. So this is L'Alienist. So basically, Simon is a Bacamart, has decided in the name of science to create an asylum, and little by little, everyone in the village is placed into the asylum. Little by little, the entire population is placed into the asylum. And so this is supposed to be a satire about scientific dogmatism and political dogmatism. So this will be absolutely fantastic. I already know it's going to be fantastic. It's just short of 100 pages, which makes it a perfect one-day read. There we go. And it's going to be Machado de Assis, and his writing, superb. It's going to be a fantastic moment, plus his sense of humor. Like, Brás Cubas is humorous. It is quite funny. I should, talking about it makes me want to reread that book so much. It's so good. So yeah, that's the other option for my TBR pile. Then another very short read, because it's a theater piece, which means it should be done in 3 hours. But that book is the play Lucrèce Borgia by Victor Hugo. Victor Hugo, the famous Victor Hugo, who wrote Les Miserables, which I've read. I've read many works by Victor Hugo, but I've never read any of his plays. So I thought this would be a great place to start. I don't remember what it's about. I bought this last time I was in France. I will find out on the beach what it is about, and then I will tell you what it is about and what I think about it once I've read it. So this should be a 3-hour read. This would be a good evening, like a little TV in my head. I'm excited about this. Having a play, wonderful idea. Go me, fantastic. Now, if you watched my May wrap-up, you know I have been obsessed with Dragon Ball lately. I cannot stop reading it. I cannot put it down. I am absolutely, terribly, terribly obsessed with that book, with that manga series. But I read it too quickly to make it worth bringing it to me on vacation. I would need to bring 20 volumes with me to make it worth it, and that's gonna be way too heavy for my suitcase. So I'm not doing that, but I still need to read in Japanese. So I have decided to finally pick back up this book, 消滅世界. by Murata Sayaka. Murata Sayaka is the author that everyone knows of Konbini Ningen, or as most of you guys would better know, Convenience Store Woman. She wrote Convenience Store Woman. This is a book. I had actually already read like 120 pages out of 260. So I had almost read half of this book, and I put it down for no other reason than I put everything down for no reason. Even if I love a book or I love a TV series or I'm really enjoying a movie, I'm one of those people who can put a book down and just never come back to it. Kind of like, well, if you also watched my May wrap up, I told you I still haven't finished the last 10 pages of this very, very short book. Which I still technically plan on doing, but I've been saying that for a few months now, and I still haven't done it. Like, technically, I could put this down and not care about the ending, but I still kind of do want to know what the ending is like. But in general, in life, I'm really, really bad / good at like reading partway through something, really enjoying it, and then just never coming back to it. Never coming back to it. Just leaving it. Letting the story exist out there without me knowing what it is. I'm very good at that. But I was actually really, really enjoying this book and what it's about. I thought it was absolutely fascinating. So basically, so 消滅世界 kind of means like the end of society, the end of the world, but it's not like a end of the world, like tornadoes and hurricanes, disaster, stuff like that in the world. No, it's like an end of society. So basically the concept is that Japanese society has reached a point in time where men will soon be able to carry children themselves. They will be able to be pregnant. They will be able to give birth to children by basically due to the creation of like an artificial womb, if I remember correctly. I think it's an artificial womb. And so this book delves into the concept of what happens to the world when men are able to produce children, and women are no longer necessary for men to have children. So it basically looks at the construct of relationships and what it means to be in a relationship. Is it necessary to be in a relationship? Will we form relationships where it's just basically sharing genetic information so that children can be had without any love involved, etc., etc. And this book was really, really going over all these topics. And I had finished part 1 and I was almost done with part 2, where basically part 1 really looked in the idea of what a relationship is from a woman's point of view. It was looking at like the status of social relationships at the time, or basically like what we would consider like a man and wife level of relationship is actually just a relationship of like commodity and like social security, and basically like the need to not be lonely, but it has nothing to do with love. And what, like, if you actually want a love relationship, most people were having those relationships with artificial like idols, like on the internet. So basically virtual idols, they create these like love relationships with these virtual idols. And then when it came to the sexual part of the relationship, like every couple, each partner would have like a sexual relationship with an partner outside of the marriage, basically. So this book was really looking at all those sort of constructs, these new constructs, what could be the constructs in the future. And I was absolutely fascinated in that topic. And I've always wanted to come back to this book. So this is my Japanese read for the trip. I'm not guaranteeing that I will finish this. I'm not even guaranteeing that I will start. But the idea is I am supposed to be reading Japanese every single day. Like, that's the thing. I've let my Japanese become super lazy. I've become complacent with the progress of my Japanese. And lately, I've been working really hard to be reading and to be watching Japanese like I should be doing. And it's been having a really, really amazing effect on my Japanese. I've progressed crazy lately, especially in my speaking. And I don't want to take a break. I don't want to lose that habit. So this should be my Japanese read while I am on vacation. So, 消滅世界 by Sayaka Murata. Very excited to get back to this book because I was loving it when I read it. Then finally, oh no, that was finally. No, we reached the final. The final has been reached. So those are the, let's go back to it. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that I will be bringing. I don't think this TBR will change, but I will do a last look through my bookshelves before I leave. But yeah, 8 books basically for about 8 days of vacation, 9 days of vacation, something like that. Again, very, very possible. I probably won't read. I can't read on the flight there though, because that's a red-eye flight. I leave at 1:30 a.m. in the morning and I arrive in Manila at like 4:30 a.m. So it's only like a 4-hour flight. And then I have a layover in Manila for like 4 hours and then I take another flight. So I'm just gonna be sleeping so that when I do arrive, I can like go swimming right away. But every day again at the beach, I will be able to read some of these books. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these books are definite one-day reads. So 4 of these books definitely going to reread. So I'm saying 5 or 6 books will probably get read in the 8 days of this vacation. And I'll let you know all about it when I come back. But yeah, I'm excited, super, super excited. It'll be really good to get some of these books off my TBR as well, because some of them I have been lingering for too long. Well, you know what? Only one. My sister-in-law's book I should have read a long time ago. So that really needs to get read. But like also like some of these books, I'm just like they're new purchases or I've had them on the radar for such a long time. I really want to get them read. So I'm excited. Be excited with me, and I will see you when I get back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.